Alright viewers, welcome to another DCS tutorial in the Sabre. Today we are covering how to manage our fuel aboard this little plane out here. So if you look out to our wings, we have some pretty big drop tanks. You'll see on the thumbnail too if you look at that. These are the 200 gallon drop tanks. You can also carry 120 gallon drop tanks if you want something smaller. And you can also carry another set of drop tanks on the inner wing pylons, so you can have up to 4 drop tanks for like ferry flights maybe. Just know doing that you can't carry any atom ordnance if you're doing that, so yeah, that is actually just for ferry flights. The drop tanks will limit you to either 4 rockets on either the inboard or outboard pylons per wing, so that's total 8 rockets, which is still fine. And then if you're carrying the inboard drop tanks, that goes where the bombs go. So if you're carrying the inboards, you can't carry any bombs. So if you want to do bombing, then you take the outboard drop tanks like I am today. So now how do you use it? So you have this switch, you have this kind of knob here, below the landing gear indicator. And this is how you manage your fuel. So you see it by default, because it's an air start, it is set to the outboard on and jet, so that is the outboard drop tanks that are turned on and they're taking fuel. If I switch the all tanks off position, you'll notice the fuel gauge should start draining, so let's go and put the throttle to high. And I'll fast forward a bit. Yep, so you see fuel is draining from the tank. And if I set the outboard tanks to on, it should be fuel the tanks, or at least stop draining. Okay, there you go, so you see instantly refuel those tanks. So if we had the inboard tanks, we'd set the inboard on the jet. Then you can see we have positions for just jettisoning. To see right inboard jet, left inboard jet, right outboard jet, and left outboard jet. So that's jettisoning individual drop tanks. If we just have outboard on, there we go. Then this is the button to jettison. You'll notice this light is on. Oh, so you'll notice there's this light here, which you can test by clicking it. That is to show whether your drop tank's empty or not. Now, from what I'm gathering here, this only works with outboard tanks. I have no idea why, but the outboard tanks seem to be the only tanks to indicate if they're empty, so that's good to know. If you want to know if your tank's empty, then take the outboard tanks. To jettison the tanks, you simply click this button here. So, let's see what happens when I press it. There's a clunk, and we get the outboard tanks empty light illuminated. So I'll switch all tanks off, and that is good to go. So then viewers, that'll be it for today's video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Patreon, TikTok and YouTube. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Shark31 signing off.